What's going on, guys? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here. It's time to take a look at what I sold over the last 5 days in my eBay store. So this is a reselling channel, guys. This is all about going into garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, whatever it is, buying stuff there and then reselling it online. Now, I primarily do that on eBay, and this is a look at the things that I've sold out of my eBay store over the last roughly 5 days. This is through Tuesday evening until now, which when I'm putting this together is a little bit later on Sunday evening. So we've got, I think, about 40 things to go through. It's been a pretty busy weekend. And really pretty busy week ahead of that. Fourth quarter has now officially started. You're going to start seeing things sell more and more and more, particularly new and packaged things as people start thinking about Christmas gifts. So if you're not ready for it, buy the packing materials, get the tape. Things are going to start selling. Let's take a look at the things I sold. I have so many that I had to make a list. The first thing is this werewolf mask. I picked this up, I think, last year for a quarter. I picked up a whole bunch of masks for that price point, and this sold for $15.95 free shipping. I love to have those in my store. When I see good ones, I pick them up if they're cheap because they're relatively easy to store. I have a milk crate full of a bunch of rubber Halloween masks, and every once in a while, those things sell, particularly now, of course, but those things do sell now and again. It's super easy to slap into a padded mailer and ship out the door. This letter opener, I picked this up for $1 at an estate sale last summer. I think I had 3 or 4 of them. This was the last one. It was gold-plated brass letter opener. It sold for $13.95 free shipping, but it only weighed a few ounces. These Lego blocks, not a big sale, but here's the thing, guys. I picked these up. I had a model that I needed to complete. I was missing 1 block, and I couldn't buy just 1 block. I had to buy 10, I think it was. And so I bought the 10. I think it was for $4.99, $5.99. And I used the 1 block, completed the set, sold it for like $75, $85. I can't remember. It was really good money for this Lego set. And then I had these blocks. I mean, I could toss them out, but why, right? List them. Somebody else needs a block. So I listed them for $4.99, free shipping, and somebody bit. This Garfield mug, this was off of a free table, actually, at a recent garage sale. This from a few weeks ago, from the 70s. This is a Garfield mug. It sold for $8.97. Free shipping, and that went out to our friend Keith in Minnesota. He sent me a note along with that saying thanks for making his day a lot better for finding that mug. So, man, you make my day a lot better when you visit our store. And as you'll see, Keith has been stocking our store this weekend because we found a couple things that Keith likes. And so he's a collector of several things and a constant supporter of the store. So, my friend, thank you very much for stopping in. Keith actually also picked up this. We bought this earlier this summer. This was the garage sale where I bought the Tidy Whities from the grandma. I bought this for $1. It is the Mountain, is the brand on this shirt. It's an all-over tie-dye print. Really, really cool. $17.49 plus shipping. And Keith asked me to autograph that for him. So I did that, wrote a little note, and initialed that thing. And so it is on its way to you, Keith. It might be showing up actually this morning if you're watching the premiere on here. So again, thank you so much. Grease costume. This is the old jacket. It's just it's a replica. I bought this for a couple bucks at a garage sale, and I thought it was going to be a $5 or $10 plus shipping item. It's a little bit better than I thought. I actually took an offer at $20 plus shipping. This vintage Browning fly reel. This really cool. Unfortunately, it had a little bit of wear on it. Some of the paint chipped off, and somebody had kind of scratched their initials on it back in the day. This is a really relatively rare piece. They'll sell for about $50 if they're in good condition, especially if you've got the box. But considering the condition, he sent me an offer initially of $30. And I sent him back at 40, I think, because I think I had this at $45, something like that, knowing that that was high. And then we settled in the middle at $35. So I'm really happy with that. $35 plus shipping on this fly reel. I picked this up for a couple bucks at Goodwill like 2 weeks ago. It didn't last very long. These 3 He-Man sketches, this Masters of the Universe, these were sketches that they made for the original show back in the day, and then they turned those sketches into animation cells. Well, Patrick came in, he's a viewer of the channel, And a little while ago, he bought one of Beastman. It was my favorite of the lot. I almost kept that one. A really, really cool piece of Beastman. And he liked that one and sent me a message and say, hey, I really, really like it. I'd like to put the others on my wall. What kind of deal can you swing for me? And so we swung Patrick a deal. Here they are right here. I said, you know what, let's do $50 plus shipping, and they're yours. So that's what we did. I think I'm about $15 or so into these. They're right around $5, $6 a piece. So we made a little bit of money, and I'm always willing to make you guys deals. I love how you guys support this channel. And so if you're interested in something, send me a message or send me an offer, and we'll make you a good deal on this stuff. This HO scale train, I picked this up, I think this one was last summer when I picked up all the HO scale stuff. I'm no more than about 50 cents into this. We're down to kind of the dregs of that big buy. So this one was kind of surprising when it sold. I only have a couple left, and it actually sold overseas. Somebody paid to ship this overseas. It sold for 33.62 euros. It's going to Germany. That's right about 40 bucks. In US dollars. So once we take out the fees, once we take out the shipping, we profit right about $16 or so is our net profit on that. So not bad. This Dungeons and Dragons game disc, this is the disc only, picked us up for $1 earlier this summer, and it sold for $20.99 plus shipping. Always keep an eye out for the old advanced Dungeons and Dragons stuff. It sells really, really well, guys. This Carol Shelby t-shirt, really cool t-shirt. It was a double extra large. I paid $2 for this 3 weeks ago, something like that, maybe 2 weeks ago. And it sold for $15.97 plus shipping. I actually sold a fair number of t-shirts, I noticed, here in the last few days. This vintage Mickey t-shirt, it had cracking on it, it had fading on it, it even had a couple little bleach spots on it, but it just had a really cool vintage look. So I picked it up, though I picked it up last year. This is like 16, 18 months. It's been sitting in my store for a long time. I thought it was so cool, and I wasn't sure why it wasn't moving. I knew it eventually would go, and it did. So I paid $1 for this at the Goodwill, and it sold for $16.25 free shipping. This a really neat sale. You've heard me talk about it before. We picked up a whole bunch of field manuals from a guy that was in the National Guard. I picked up an entire postal crate full of them for 15 bucks. So I'm like 25 or 50 cents into each of these. I still have a pile of them to list, but they're actually selling through really, really well. This battle book from Iraq, this is from Operation Iraqi Freedom. And so, you know, like I said, maybe 50 cents into this, and somebody paid 38 euros, which, 45 bucks, thereabouts. This is going to France. I've actually sold 2 manuals recently to France now. And so after fees, after shipping, all that, we're looking at about $25, $26 profit. So really, really solid. Harry Potter shirt. We paid $1 for this a month ago, something like that. Roxanne came with me to this garage sale, and we picked up a pile of Harry Potter shirts there. This one had a cool look. It was still new with tags from, I believe it was Hot Topic. Paid $1 for it, and it sold for $24.49 plus shipping. The Sylvester t-shirt, I actually accepted an offer on this a while back for 60 bucks. They never paid, so it got relisted. Again, picked up more watchers. Again, had more interest. I got some lowball offers on it. But that 60, I was like, you know what? It sold once for 60. That's sort of my benchmark. I think I had it up at like 85. Just as a high price, let's see what happens. Somebody sent me an offer of $61.25. I don't know, I guess they were trying to come out with an even number with when they figured in the shipping, which is funny because then usually they get taxes tacked on top and it throws it off anyway. But I accepted that. So $61.25 off of a $1 Goodwill t-shirt. Yeah, we're going to take that. And this, just an example, guys, I wanted to mention something here. If you looked for vintage Sylvester Tweedy shirt, I did a comp and looked for it real quick when I first got it. They were selling for like 25 bucks, 20, 25, 22, but it looked like 25, maybe 30 was sort of the limit for vintage Sylvester and Tweedy shirts. They're not as popular as some of the others, apparently. But this one had such a cool graphic. There were none like it. It was the right time for it. It was seasonal because this is a Halloween shirt. And it was in such good condition. I priced it high. And it doesn't hurt you to price things high. If you've got something that's relatively unique or completely unique, price it high and see what happens. The worst case, you accept a lower offer. So, why not? So in a case like this, I set the market. There were no other shirts like this out there. And so I set the market. You can do that if you have unique pieces. So just some advice, if you have something, even if it has a past history of things like that selling a little lower, take a shot. You know what? I mean, the worst thing is 3 months down the road, you go, maybe it's not worth that much, and you lower the price. This Dark Shadows DVD, this I picked up at the Toys for Tots sale. It was the 4th of July weekend, actually, and we've been doing really, really well off the DVDs we picked up out of that sale. Paid $1, and it sold for $27.99. Dark Shadows is another one that's got a pretty good fan base, so keep an eye out for stuff from Dark Shadows. Albert Pujols, these were 2 rookie cards. Actually, this is eBay arbitrage. I picked these up. Somebody had a quantity listing of both of these, and they're not super high dollar rookie cards, but he's breaking records. I knew he was going to. So I sent him an offer on each card and bought him out. I bought all of his cards. And so into these were like $1.50 or $2 a piece in, right there. Probably about $2 once we figure in shipping. And I marked him up because he was the only one that had them. And so now I marked them up. And I'm not listing them as a quantity listing. Here's another tip for you, at least something that I do. When you have multiples of something like this, I only list one at a time. You want to create the sense of nobody else has one of these. I want to get this. So I don't want to list that I have 6 of them. I'm going to list that I have 1 of them. And when that one sells, I sell similar. And all of a sudden now there's 1 more available. So that's what I did with these. And somebody came in and bought 1 of each. So that was a nice sale. So, all told, we're maybe $4 into these, and they went for $28.02 free shipping. Game Boy Star Wars. I picked this up at that sale where I got all of those Pokemon games. We're getting down to the final few games that I picked up there are now starting to randomly move out. So these 2 Game Boy Advance games, they were $1 a piece. So we paid $2, and it went for $9.98 plus shipping to, I believe this one went to Quebec. So they paid international shipping for this one. Now this, I used eBay International Standard. I would suggest using this over global shipping. I also ship direct, and I don't mind doing that, but for the really light things, eBay International Standard is a relatively new thing, and it's pretty cheap still for the customer. And it works a lot like global shipping, actually. When you print out the label, it still goes to a warehouse in Erlanger, Kentucky. So you're not having to deal with the international portion of it. It's better than global shipping because they're not sending things priority mail, which is what global shipping does. And priority, of course, is more expensive. You can ship up to 4 pounds first class international. So there's a little bit of savings there. And they're also figuring in the taxes and the duties, the import fees on a lot of stuff. Most countries, in fact, they only charge fees for items coming into the country over a certain dollar amount. So a lot of stuff that you sell, if it's a $15 shirt, it's not going to have a duty fee. They're just going to go and they're going to pick it up, or it's going to be very, very small. The thing with global shipping, it's such a big program. In order to streamline it, they charge an average. So everything that goes through global shipping gets an average import fee charged to the buyer. That's why it's so expensive for the buyer. So they're looking at buying a t-shirt and they're going, why am I having to pay $30 import fees for a $15 t-shirt? I shouldn't have to. And they're right. They shouldn't have to. eBay International or Standard International, whatever it is, the new option, I don't believe they have to do that. That's why it's a little bit cheaper. So look into that. If you want to increase your sales, if you want to look at international shipping, that's an option for you where you don't have to print and deal with anything sending it to Israel or Belgium or wherever it is. You're just sending it to Kentucky. The only thing you have to do is click 1 box when you go to print out your label and say, I understand I'm not shipping anything hazardous. Essentially, that's what you're saying. You print it out, it prints out just the same through the eBay system. So that's an international tip for you if you want to look at expanding your sales. We make a lot of international sales. They really, really help boost your numbers, and they're great customers, quite honestly. I get feedback from them all the time. They're very, very kind, even when there's problems. They've worked with me really well. So I love my international sales. Something to look at. If you have questions, my contact information is down below. Shoot me an email, and we can chat about it if you have questions. Jumping back into these because we do have a lot. If you saw my recent video, it was one of the new shorts I'm trying. We're putting up little like 58, 59-second videos. I bought roughly 400 Hot Wheels cars. 400 of them. We paid $100 for them, plus I threw in a Broncos quarter zip that I had in my inventory. We got those from Aaron and Mia from their thrift store. So he bought them from somebody else and was looking to move them on. And he could have parted them out, but he thought, you know what, let's just make a bulk thing and get them out, which I get. I've done that. And I thought, you know what, this is a lot of work, but we're going to do it. So I made a video about it. It's just 1 minute long, so go back and watch it. Tell me if you like the 1 minute format. I thought it was something fun, something new. We're starting to sell some of those. And so roughly, I actually never did count. The estimate was that there was 200 in each of the 2 boxes that I picked up. So I'm just assuming 400 for, for our average cost per unit. So we're looking at a quarter for each car is what we're into these. And this one, the A-Team van, this from 2011, really, really cool. And this was the first one out of that bunch that we sold. And we sold it for $9.97. And it sold, I listed, the first night they came home, I listed like 5 of them. I think I pulled out some of the, like this one, and you'll see some others that weren't the standard cars. They were like movie or TV shows, that sort of thing. This one sold right away the next morning, and it went to South Korea. So he paid international shipping, $9.97 plus international shipping to South Korea. I haven't sold there for a while, so that was a nice sale. This Meteor VHS tape. This is an old movie with Sean Connery, relatively rare. This is actually the second time that I've sold this. The first time it had the hard case, the clamshell, and so I think it sold for a few bucks more. But this one sold relatively quickly. I priced it to move. I made sure that it was priced really, really well. But for whatever reason, this one has a little bit of a cult following, and it does seem to sell well because I'm 2 for 2 picking up Meteor with Sean Connery. This sold for $8.97. Free shipping, but it's media mail shipping. I only paid 50 cents for it, and I paid 50 cents for it, I think, 2 weeks ago. So a couple dollars into the bank account really, really quickly. Yeah, we'll do that. The Flintmobile, 25 cents into the Flintmobile, and it sold for $8.99 to, you guessed it, it went to Keith. Keith also collects Hot Wheels. He sent me a message and saying, hey, I do also collect Hot Wheels. I'm going to be buying a lot of these. And so I'm going to see Keith's name popping up. I'm trying, they covered a full-size bed, guys. Like, literally, you can't see the bed, having them all laid out. So I'm trying really hard to go in and pull out either individuals or sets, find the series, which you have to dig through 400 cars to find all the series that go together. It takes some time. But I'm trying to list a couple of them a day. That's my goal, so that I don't flood my store with them all at once, but I still have a steady flow of them going in, and I'm not letting them pile up and just sit in there. So when you get a bulk purchase, kind of just try and make a commitment, I think, to list a couple at a time. You don't want to get burned out. You don't want to flood your store so people come in and go, oh, that's all he's got. But just make a commitment to do a couple a day. Today I think I made 5 listings of Hot Wheels cars. And I'm not going to get that every day, but we're going to get 1 or 2 every single day. At least that's the goal. So that's what we're doing with those. Keith came in and bought the Flintmobile for $8.99, free shipping. Plants and Zombies. This also from the Pokemon sale. We paid $2 for this, and it sold for $9.38 plus shipping. The Mystery Machine. Yeah, Keith grabbed that one too. We're a quarter in. It went for $9.97, free shipping. So you can see a lot of these, especially the individuals, they're not going to go for high dollar. But when you're a quarter in, you're going to make money when it piles up. And we're already selling through some of these. I actually found a set today that's worth, it's got 2 sold comps at $50 free shipping for the one set I found. So I think we're going to get into the positive on this sale sooner than I expected. And these ought to move pretty well, I think, for Christmas. Stocking stuffer type items. I'm hoping we're going to be selling a lot of Hot Wheels cars. You guys are going to get sick. It's going to be like the Enterman. You guys are going to get sick of seeing all these cars move out. This Mickey Paper Magic Group, he's been sitting behind me here, but now he is sold. He is going to the UK. He sold for $37.26 Great British pounds. I picked him up for $2.50 at the local thrift. Translation of that Great British pounds, right about 48 bucks. So after fees, after shipping, after our buy cost, we're looking at $21 in profit on Mickey. The doll head, several of you commented on, it was creepy. Somebody said I had to cover up that part of the screen because it was so creepy. Don't worry, it's not back there anymore. Actually, that came from Commonwealth Picker. But we're going to grow Chewy back there here pretty soon, and he's going to be on the corner. The creepy doll head sold I bought this from Farmer Mark. He found it and knew I would be interested. I don't know what that tells you about me, but he knew I was going to be down with this thing. So I picked up two things from him. I paid $10 for the pair, so we're $5, I guess, into the doll head. And it sold at auction for $31 plus shipping. We actually had a viewer that was trying to buy that, and he says, "You know what? I thought I got it." He swooped in at the end with a bid, and somebody swooped him right at the very, very end. So he missed out. He was trying to get the creepy doll head, but it sold for $31 plus shipping. This Harry Potter cardigan, another Harry Potter shirt. We bought this for $1, and it sold for $23.27 plus shipping. I found another A-Team van when I went back in there the next day and thought, oh, wow, this guy had two. So I listed it. I used the same listing because it was in the same condition. Really, really easy. And shortly thereafter, Keith from Minnesota picked this up, $9.97 plus shipping. Keith, we got another one going to you, man. We're going to fuel your habit here. So I hope you're ready for all these incoming cars because I have a lot of them. This Ohio State Star Wars t-shirt, I thought it was really cool. It's been sitting around for quite a while, for like 6 months. Finally, I picked up a watcher on it. I sent out an offer, and it went for $11 free shipping. I only paid $1 for it, so we still make pretty decent profit. The Star Wars Droids animation cell. You see me sell these every once in a while. I picked this one. I think I'm about $5 or $6 into. And we came to an offer after bouncing back and forth with this customer. We settled in at $20 plus international shipping. It's going to Belgium. That I think the second or third item we've sent to Belgium. So that really cool. I love selling those animation cells. I think they're a really neat part of TV and animation history. It's cool to put those in good homes. This Garth Brooks hat, I picked this up at Goodwill for $2. And it sold within the week, I think, of me listing it. It was $24.49 free shipping. There are other Garth Brooks hats out there, but there's not a lot like this with the patch, and that's what set it apart. Most of them are black embroidered. This one, blue and like a white gray, and it had the patch on the front. So I picked it up, and it moved really, really quickly. This Hunger Games board game, not super high dollar, but still a cool sale. This something that I got from my mom and dad. They pick up things now and then, and they've started to sell them essentially through us. And then we split the profits after taxes, after fees, after all that. Not a lot to split here, Mom and Dad. There's not a lot on this game, not super high dollar, but it was new and sealed, so I knew it would eventually sell. I thought it'd be a Christmas present, and it might be. It sold for 33 Great British pounds. That's about $39. And so after fees, after shipping, that went $14.20 is the net profit on that thing. And my fourth quarter tends to pick up, usually Christmas stuff starts to pick up about November. For me, with international sales, it picks up a month earlier. So here in a couple weeks, I'm going to start seeing a lot more international orders on my new stuff. They have to buy things sooner. So Hexen for the Sega Saturn, it's not actually the game. It's actually just the like the manual that goes in the game. I got this as a throw-in at a garage sale this summer, so nothing into this, and accepted a deal of $22 plus the shipping. So keep an eye out for stuff like this. I mean, think outside the box. Think, you know what, somebody's got disc only. They want to complete this game with the manual. For a collector, it becomes much more valuable. So this was the third of three that I had picked up. All three of them have now sold. Not specifically Hexen, but several other games as well. This vintage Russian wind-up doll. This was really, really neat. A tin toy from like the 1980s era. It still had the original box. Now the box was beat, but it still had the original box. I paid a couple dollars for this at a garage sale. And or actually, this was in an estate sale. This was the creepy doll sale where I went downstairs. I didn't have the YouTube channel yet, so this was actually last summer. Now that I think about it, last summer, went into the basement and it was full of dolls, like dolls, doll heads, doll parts, everywhere. I'm so bummed out we weren't doing the YouTube thing at that point because it was spectacularly horrifying. People would come down the stairs, turn around, and go back up. It was fantastic. So I picked up some neat stuff there. So a couple bucks into this, and it sold for $38.47. Took some time, but still a nice sale. This KOA Campgrounds Polo, still new with the tag. I picked this up at Goodwill, so probably a couple bucks into it, and it sold for $17.49 plus shipping. Mount Rushmore hat, I got this last summer maybe a quarter in. I was bundled. This was part of a bundle deal of a whole bunch of vintage hats, and the guy started out at 5. I rejected it because I had this at like $12.99. Just declined the offer. He came back at 8. Then I countered and saw, okay, well, if this guy's interested, his address is in South Dakota, so he probably wants this thing. I came back at 10, and he took it. So $10 free shipping. This countermine identification card, this is a vintage set of ID cards. You've probably seen them before for ships and planes and that sort of thing. They hand them out to soldiers. This I got as a throw-in at a sale that had some military stuff. And so nothing into this. It sold for $8.98. And the cool thing, it's going to a guy that's an explosive ordnance disposal unit member at the Naval Diving and Salvage Training Center in Florida. Never sent anything there before, so that was pretty cool. These bobble filters. I picked this thing up. I picked up a box of these filters. Now, we paid $15 for the entire box. I picked this up actually just this weekend, so yesterday. I figured out, we counted all of them that were in there, and so I am 32 cents into each one of these filters. There's different colors of these, so I allotted them together by color. Some sets there's 2, some there's 3, some there's 4, had a couple that are singles. So it just depends on how the math worked out. So this one was a double, so 64 cents into this, and it sold for $15.39, free shipping. I've got these dog pills. These dog pills, the unboxing is coming here in a little bit. Hi, babe. This unboxing they're always trying to distract me. The unboxing video is coming at some point. We did our first wholesale lot and decided, you know what, we're going to give this wholesale liquidation thing a try. We've started filming some of the unboxing. We've gotten through 2 of the 3 boxes. And this was one of the better things that we pulled out in terms of how quickly it sells in the high dollar. We don't have any home runs in these boxes, but we have stuff that has decent sell-through, and this was the best one, I think, out of it in terms of sell-through so far. These are dog pills. It looks like they're prescription. I guess you can sell prescription pet meds on eBay. Apparently, I looked them up. Apparently, they do something with promoting healthy liver in cats and dogs, and I think horses also. I don't know. But these sold, so once we did the math, if you want to figure it out per unit in the boxes, were $2.32 per piece in those boxes. And these sold for $34.29, free shipping. These batteries, I think these went, there's a pack of batteries. I think these go in one of the training collars. And so I had to undercut some other people that were selling them. I only had one package, so I thought, you know what, let's just move it quick. And so, again, $2.32 in. We sold them for $6.98 free shipping. So you don't make a budge there, right? But, again, this is a bit of a numbers game. In those boxes, there's a lot of stuff that's like $10, $15, $20. So we're going to end up making about $1,000 profit, I think, out of these boxes. It's just going to take a while for us to build up to it, $10 at a time. But we did make another sale. I've only listed about 9 or 10 things out of those boxes already, and some of them are already moving. So this indestructible ball, again, $2.32. It sold for $17.49, free shipping. It only weighed 8 ounces, so shipping was actually pretty inexpensive. And this went out for a pretty, like I think it was $4 or $4 and change. So not bad at all. And then Keith came in again and picked up this classic caddy. I can't remember the date, but it's probably up there. This was an early 90s piece. Most of them are like mid-90s to early 2000s that I've found so far. But this one was a pretty early piece. So, Keith, you got a good one there. That went $6.99, free shipping. So you can see we've got a pretty wide range of price points in our store, and I think that's healthy. I think that's a good thing for eBay stores. So that's what sold out of our store, guys, here in the last 5 days. More stuff still to come this week. We'll take you through Goodwill on a thrift trip with me. We might throw a garage sale video in there. There's probably another 1-minute short coming up. We'll see. Tell me what you guys want to see. What 1-minute short do you guys want to see, or what video in general you guys want to see, and we'll see what we can do about it. Maybe we'll do a 1-minute hat cleaning video. I know people have asked about hats. We can do a hat from purchase to clean to box up. We can show you how we do that. I bet I can do that in a minute. It's actually a little bit more challenging than I thought, trying to cram everything into 1 minute. As you can see, this thing is now like half-hour long. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I know this one went a little bit longer, but they usually do on Mondays. Coming up tonight, come back, 8 p.m. Eastern. I think this is going to be a really, really cool show. You heard me talk about him even today, but you hear me talk about picking up stuff there. Aaron and Mia, they've got a new thrift store here in town. They're a couple months in. He's a former eBay seller. Now he runs his own local thrift store. He used to be a manager of another thrift store here in town, so he's got a lot of experience coming at this thing from a lot of different angles. He's a fantastic guy. I think you're going to really, really like him. He's coming on the show 8 p.m. Eastern tonight live. Bring questions because Aaron comes into this with a little bit different mindset than I think a lot of people that run or work at thrift stores, especially Goodwill and, you know, sort of that, you know, the big chains and that sort of thing. But he's worked with some people that have that mindset, I think. So he can sort of voice, hey, here's how I do this, but yeah, here's how a lot of people do it. I think it'll be a really, really good insight to hear how that whole thing works. How and we know from the outside how the donation thing works, and he knows now because he's getting all this. So I think there's going to be a lot of really interesting information tonight. So come on back, say hi to Aaron, be nice to him because we still have to source there. I appreciate you guys coming in, and we'll see you back here tonight.